Browns QB Shedeur Sanders expected to play at some point this season, per report. Cleveland is rolling with Gabriel for now, but Sanders continues to improve behind the scenes. The Cleveland Browns made a switch under center this week, benching veteran quarterback Joe Flacco for the rookie Dillon Gabriel. However, the Browns have another quarterback on roster that generated just as many headlines as Flacco and Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. The son of NFL legend Deion Sanders suffered the most infamous fall in NFL draft history, as the former Colorado signal caller went from what was believed to be a first-round lock to a fifth-round pick. It should come as no surprise that Gabriel is tabbed as Flacco's immediate replacement, as the Browns selected him rounds before Sanders, but that doesn't mean Sanders will be shelved all year. According to NFL.com, the expectation is that Sanders will play at some point this season when he's ready. Ian Rappaport reports that when Sanders does play, it will be with a full week of practice, and a game plan that is specifically tailored to him. Sanders reportedly continues behind-the-scenes improvement. Sanders made headlines 2 weeks ago when he told reporters that he's capable of playing better than some current starting quarterbacks around the NFL. After receiving blowback for his comments, Sanders turned into a mime in the locker room this past week, moving his lips without actually saying anything when asked questions. The Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year completed 74% of his passes for 4,134 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions last season for the Buffaloes. Sanders left college football with the highest career completion percentage, 71.8%, in FBS history, but also took the most sacks in the FBS over the last 2 seasons with 94. The Browns' quarterback room is without a doubt the most curious collection of signal callers in the NFL. The disappointing $230 million man, Deshaun Watson, is on injured reserve with a torn Achilles. Flacco won NFL Comeback Player of the Year a couple seasons ago in Cleveland, but is now 40 years old, and the Browns drafted 2 rookies that were both successful college players. It makes sense that Cleveland would want to see both young players take the field at some point in 2025. The winds of change are swirling in Cleveland, and at the heart of it stands a name that has echoed across football fields and media headlines alike, Shedeur Sanders. The son of Hall of Famer Deion "Prime-Time" Sanders, Shedeur has inherited not just his father's confidence, but also his ability to make the entire sports world lean forward whenever his name is mentioned. And now, according to recent reports, that world may not have to wait much longer. Shedeur Sanders is expected to play at some point this season for the Cleveland Browns. For months, fans and analysts have debated when, not if, Shedeur would make his debut. Drafted with an air of celebrity and pressure, the young quarterback has become the symbol of Cleveland's next big hope. The Browns' coaching staff has remained cautious, choosing to develop him slowly behind veteran quarterbacks, but reports indicate that patience may soon give way to opportunity. Behind closed doors, whispers have grown louder. Coaches reportedly love Shedeur's maturity, work ethic, and command of the locker room. "He's not your typical rookie," one anonymous team source told The Athletic. "He studies like a veteran and carries himself like he's already been here for years. The moment doesn't scare him, and that's rare." But Cleveland is not an easy place to play quarterback. The city has long been a graveyard of promising signal callers. Names like Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, and Deshaun Kaiser remind fans that hype does not guarantee success. Yet Shedeur seems to understand that pressure differently. He grew up under the national spotlight, coached by his father, a man who built his life on confidence and performance under fire. And so, when Shedeur steps onto the field, whether it's next week, next month, or later this winter, he won't just be representing himself. He'll be carrying the weight of legacy, expectation, and belief. The waiting game. Since training camp, Shedeur has been seen working tirelessly after practice, long after most players have hit the showers. He's been spotted running through throwing drills with backup receivers, perfecting his timing and ball placement. That dedication has caught the eye of the coaching staff, who reportedly believe he's closer than people realize to being ready for NFL action. The Browns' current starter, Dillon Gabriel, has shown flashes of brilliance but also moments of inconsistency. In the modern NFL, where the quarterback is the heartbeat of the offense, 1 or 2 rough games can open the door for change, and that's where Shedeur could step in. What makes this story even more intriguing is the prime-time factor. Deion Sanders, though focused on his own health battle and Colorado program, continues to be a guiding light in Shedeur's development. The two talk daily, dissecting film, mindset, and leadership. Deion has always said, "Pressure is a privilege," and Shedeur seems to have absorbed that completely. The locker room believes. Inside the Browns facility, the atmosphere around Shedeur is unique. Players talk about his calmness. He doesn't shout, doesn't force himself into conversations. He listens. He's been observed mentoring younger receivers and joking with veterans, earning respect without ever demanding it. "Dude just has that thing," one Browns player reportedly said. "You can't describe it, but when he walks into the huddle, you just believe something good's about to happen." That intangible it factor is what separates quarterbacks who merely play from those who lead. And even as a rookie, Sanders already shows hints of that magnetic leadership, a quiet storm building behind the scenes. The Cleveland effect. For decades, the Browns have been waiting for their storybook quarterback. From heartbreak to near misses, the city's relationship with the position is almost mythic, a mix of frustration and eternal hope. Every new name brings with it the dream of stability and stardom. Shedeur Sanders, with his name, charisma, and undeniable talent, might finally be the one to rewrite that narrative. But make no mistake, Cleveland doesn't hand out second chances easily. When he takes the field, he will need to deliver, not just flashes, but consistency, poise, and results. The beauty of Shedeur's rise is how self-aware he seems. He knows the cameras will follow his every step. He knows his surname adds pressure. But he also knows that every challenge is an opportunity to prove that he's not just Dion's son. He's Shedeur, a quarterback built for this generation. What his debut could mean. If Shedeur indeed takes snaps this season, the ripple effect could be monumental. The Browns' offense, which has struggled to find rhythm, could benefit from his precision passing and confidence in the pocket. His chemistry with the younger receivers during practice has been described as instant, and his command of the playbook is reportedly ahead of schedule. Off the field, the move would ignite Cleveland's fan base. Jersey sales, social media engagement, national TV coverage, all would explode overnight. Shedeur is not just a player, he's a brand, and that brand could turn the Browns from an under-the-radar team into a national conversation piece. And yet, beneath all the noise, Shedeur's focus remains remarkably grounded.